about you guys?
She has a different voice and a different understanding.
We're here on OffSite Dirt. We have a new series called Marketplace Monday, and one of the principles that we really value in the Marketplace Monday is sustainability. We have Chris Jones, who's the owner of Adaptiv DC. He's from Virginia, and not only do I have Chris with us, but we also have Mark. How are you today, Mark?
I'm great, Audrey. I have a question to kick us off here, Chris, and welcome to OffSite Dirt.
Thank you.
We see the background behind you, but please tell us, what is your product and how does it work?
Thanks. I'm happy to show this to you. It's always fun. So when you're first looking, so the system behind me is called My Wall. It's a peg wall system. And when you first look at it, it looks like any ordinary peg wall. But it's when you look at the back of it, you'll see that it's actually vertical strips that are running down the back that give us all our strength and allow for wire management to go up and down, right? So, and it also gives us our depth of our pins. So it's extremely strong. And within the system, our standard colors are natural and a whitewash. And I'll show you how it hangs. So everything behind me is hung on an aluminum French cleat that is already slotted. So for installation, it's really quick for installers or someone by themselves to install it. Just find the studs, hang it, and then on the back, we already have the French cleat cuts to hold it on. And then there are two little holes right below where you basically take a little plate, screw it on, and it makes it so you can't lift it off, just for safety. The types of pins that we use is the other great thing about it. We have either pins that are, all these are aluminum or wood. We have wood ones too, but they're just a slotted or just a regular pin that goes in about 2.5 inches into the wall. But we also have locking pins. I'll put this down. And the locking pins, if you can see here, you can see how it expands in the hole. So when you tighten it, it expands. And what this allows is someone, basically, if you can drill a hole in something, it will hang on my wall. So if you look behind me, like here's an iPad holder, here's a little can from IKEA, a light off Amazon, another book holder off Amazon. But the wall itself will hold up to 4,000 pounds off that cleat. So it's a lot. So basically these shelves, I can walk, put the shelves in and I can walk up the shelves. So like, I'll show you one shelf here for one thing. Like this is our desk. You can see how the desk, solid wood, we make it out of, it's called para wood and also falcata. And basically you can take it, slide the desk in or hold your desk and keep it flat up against the wall, either way. So those little slots are also for wire management. We try to have everything that we do that's like a standard item. We try to have multi-use with them. So I hope that answers some of the questions.
It more than answers. In fact, it just brings up more solutions. The French cleat is ideal. It is an installer's dream. It is incredibly strong. And we're just touching the surface on the capabilities. Over to you, Audrey.
So just so everyone's clear, Chris, this is your product and you have your own patent on this product, correct?
Yeah, it took a good 2 years to get that done, if anybody's gone through that process before. So finally it's finished. So we've been out and selling now for the last, I guess, a year we've been selling it.
And what kind of projects are you using this product in?
So it's such, like, the product has so many different types of uses. Our clients range everywhere from school interiors, corporate interiors, like Apple headquarters has it in a creative room that they use over in California. Fidelity uses it in other creative rooms and in storage areas that they have. Schools are using it in regular classrooms and STEM learning areas. And then we have a lot of retailers that are using it. So, and then also homes. So people call us to have them do their homes or kids spaces. But one thing when I said retailer, So two of the great things, let me grab another pin. So we have this little, we call it the flat hook. And that flat hook is great. You see a basket down here. The flat hook is great to hold baskets, and as well as retail standard wire grid that people use in their stores hooks on this. So you could one afternoon, it's a retail wall for sales, and then take it down at someone's office space, or change the use of it, as well as pins that are used on retail walls for slat wall already have a hole in them. So we just take our pin and put it in, and it automatically hangs on my wall. So our clients are kind of across the board who's coming to us.
Speaking of across the board, Chris, you also have clients on the international front, and you were telling us about an exciting project in Australia. Can you share some details on that?
Yeah, so that client, it's a company called DTC, and it's actually, I met them from doing work overseas initially, but we're doing their headquarters here in the US now with my wall, and it's going to be used in their demo room. So they do a lot of, it's called Codan Communications. They do a lot of first responder radios and all types of communications gear and equipment, and which gets heavy. So one thing that we have is our long pin. We have these rubber sleeves that slide over them. So their radio equipment, once they put it in, like they'll pop it into the wall, and they'll be able to rest radio equipment on it, or we'll be able to use acrylic holders to do it, as well as the graphics that they use. All people have to do is put little 3M magnets on the back, and our locking pin heads are magnetic, so you can really quickly change it. So I'm really excited about their demo room. We have about 20 panels going in with a ton of graphics. I have over, how many pins? It's like 200 pins that are the rubber ones to display all their materials. So that one I'm very excited about.
Yeah, we were even talking about how this would be such an amazing product for college dorms, or being able to use it inside hospitality. We're really seeing so many different functions and features that you've kind of already expressed. How is your availability on getting your product, and how do you kind of set up a new client? How does that process work?
So it really varies working with the clients, and a lot of designers will contact us directly, or architects or builders. Those are our three main contacts. Besides, we'll have individuals that call us. The first question is always availability. And right now we have a large warehouse full of the stuff. So it's our contacts now we have in Indonesia. It's a nice process now. It's taken a while to get it between all the accessories. We have like 50 different accessories, and then getting the panels in, it's pretty smooth now. I hope that answers your question.
It does, and it leads to more. So you have all of these options, and the pins I'm falling over. So in the world of customization, because everyone is going to see your idea and say, well, can I do this? Or what about this scenario? Can you take us through one of those exercises?
Yeah, so some clients will call in and they'll want to take the existing standard ones that we have and either change the color, or they might even change. Right now we're doing a job for Amazon where we are using the same concept, but the custom stuff we'll do here in the States, but we're doing a laminate version of it that they're going to use within an office. So, basically they'll get it, and then the people in the office, they order the shelves, the pins that they need. So it's kind of the way it usually works is an architect will spec it. It'll go in just almost like a vanilla wall with nothing on it. And then they'll leave it up to everyone else to get online or give us a call for how they can change the functionality. And one thing I'll show you real quick. So on the walls, so this is the back of a full panel. I think you can see it down here. The last foot at the bottom are vertical stop, and that allows you to still plug in your standard plug on a wall and still run your wires, run them up behind wherever you want. So, and this depth here, it's almost 3 inches. This depth I ended up doing because I wanted to have whichever is the largest plug that was in the world, which is in South Korea. It's like a big box you plug into the wall. I still wanted that to be able to work behind the wall. So it's all these little things over time that ended up kind of deciding for me what our depth was, what the height, what the width, I mean, how it was built was based on the function of it. So I always believe in form follows function. So that's where it went.
Well, that's a regular conversation that we always have, form following function. I love that, Chris. And I love that you have a sustainable product. Are you thinking about creating maybe a plastic product or another kind of grain product for the wall system?
Yeah, we've been looking at, so it's funny you asked that. Right now we're in talks with Indonesia to do a plastic version, more to help on the exhibit side of things. There are a lot of exhibit companies that could really use something like this. But that same product could then be used like in a college dorm. But besides plastic, there are a lot of now compressed rice. I don't know if you guys have seen that's being done out of Thailand. So it's kind of, I'm looking at both of these options, but that's like in the next year, that's the next stepping point. But I think as far as a really sturdy product that's renewable, what I have behind me kind of fits the bill for that.
I think that's one of the most masterful things. It's not only the adaptability and being able to have all of these different applications, and you don't have to buy the shells from you. You can, right? But at least you're giving them the opportunity they can choose, which is awesome.
Someone could buy from us just wood pegs, and then they could make their own shelves that go on it. Or you could buy just the locking pins from us. You could buy just a locking pin and do whatever you want, with your own product that you have to have it attached.
And the sustainability. So what size are the panels? How do they get delivered?
The panels come in boxes. We usually deliver them on pallets, depending on the quantity, but it's a box that's, each panel height, a full one, is 85 inches tall by just under 24 inches. So it's 23 5/8 wide. So that's our full panel. And then our half panel is literally half of that. It's 42.5 inches tall by 23 5/8 wide. And the half panel was why we had that size originally. And it was because the box of the half panel, you can still put in the back of an SUV and, in the rear in the trunk, and not have to put your seats down or things like that. So that was in the origin of it. I, did both half and full panels, and all the half panels also daisy chain together. So you can take, if you have a 15 or 20 foot room, right, in height, you can take panels and link them on the back. Those vertical strips have locking blocks that attach, so I can just chain it as it comes down. So
I think you've thought of everything, and it makes me super excited to see your enthusiasm, going through and creating and being the entrepreneur, and then being the person that creates it, and then going through patents. Obviously, we're seeing this, like you said. I think one of the things that I thought was really interesting too was children's bedrooms.
Yeah.
And you were kind of telling us a story about how they were using shelves, or they were using like art and being able to put it on the wall, and they're not actually, drawing on the wall like my kids did, which is really nice.
It's great because with a system like this, the wall kind of changes and grows as the child grows. So someone, initially you can keep everything out of the way of the child, or put it real low for them to, if they have a little desk to work on or to play on. And then, especially during the teen years, they're always changing their minds on how things look. And with the little 3M magnets, it's so easy to change art, change what's on the wall. And then as a child, say, goes to college, it's just one French cleat. So you just take the French cleat, screw it in the wall, and take the same panel that was in their bedroom and hang it in their college dorm. So little things like that.
In my world of growing up, in my world of finishing, the sound that echoes in my head is, don't touch the walls, don't touch the walls, hands off the walls. And now this is all accessible. You're actually encouraging people to make use of the walls, to play with the walls, and to not be inhibited, to enjoy my walls.
Yeah, our favorite thing is anyone who hacks it. So we always love saying how people can hack the system and do something different with it is great.
brilliant attitude. Pleasure to meet you again. And Chris, this is great.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Chris, for showcasing your product. Loving that it's sustainable, has all these adaptive opportunities, obviously Adaptiv DC. Very excited. Can't wait to see you get into offsite construction. I think that this is going to be an amazing solution, not only for existing homes or retrofits, but also for new construction and offsite uses. So thank you for being here on Offsite Dirt.